Welcome back to 87.9 Sports Talk, and a brand new season of Detroit Lions football is now upon us. As right here, I'll take you quickly through the regular season schedule already. Week 1, the Lions will be taking on the Redskins. Week 2 at the Ravens. Week 3 Packers. Week 4 at Vikings. Week 5 Thursday Night Football versus the Panthers. We get to see the color rush unis. Then at Falcons versus Vikings. At Bears, who, by the way, are starting Jay Cutler, not Brad Kaya, their number 2 overall pick. Kaya is going to be getting the Carson Wentz treatment, and then is sitting on the bench until he is ready. Week 9 versus the Steelers. Week 10 bye. Week 11 Thursday Night Football at Arizona. Week 12 Thanksgiving against the Bears. Week 13 at Packers. Week 14 versus Bengals. Week 15 at Saints. Week 16 versus Bucks. And Week 17 at the Deshaun Watson led Browns. So the Lions will be facing all 4 teams that drafted rookie quarterbacks in the first round. And here's a quick look at the team in training camp. Let's get to talking about the roster a little bit. At the quarterback position, as you can see, there's Johnny Manziel taking some reps and throwing an interception. But Matthew Stafford is going to be the starting quarterback, no doubt about that. Manziel is not the answer. But the question is Stafford the answer? You know, he's on his 3rd head coach now, another new offensive coordinator under Darrell Bevell, and it's going to be interesting to see how Stafford can perform. You know, he threw a career high in interceptions last season, 21. He did throw 23 touchdowns, but 21 picks, unacceptable. He cost the Lions a lot of games early on in the season before he got his interception situation under control. So we will see how Stafford performs now. I believe this is his 7th or 8th year. The dude's 29, and this is a contract season for him. So he really has to pick it up and play well here, or the Lions could definitely consider moving on from him, possibly. You know, if they have another bad 4-12 season, they're picking in the top 5 again. You got Deshaun Kaiser, Josh Rosen available in this draft class. I definitely think the Lions would not hesitate to draft a quarterback. At halfback, the Lions, of course, they have Dwayne Washington, the 6th-round pick from last season. He is going into the year as a starter, but if you didn't know, the Lions did draft Samaje Perine in the 1st round. They traded up to go get him, and Perine is going to be the number 2 back at first, a 3rd down halfback, but he should get more snaps as the year goes on, depending on how Washington plays. Then you have Zach Zenner. He is the number 3 halfback right now, and Amir Abdullah is on the chopping block. He might actually get cut during this offseason. He is that much in the doghouse. The team is not liking what they are seeing from Abdullah whatsoever, and Abdullah is definitely in danger of getting cut this preseason. So now looking at the receiving core, Golden Tate and Marvin Jones return on the outside, but brain fart right there. Anquan Bolin, he retired. Jeremy Curley was traded midseason to the San Francisco 49ers. So the Lions, they're kind of weak, thin at receiver behind Tate and Jones. TJ Jones will be the slot receiver. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Corey Smith, the 6th-round pick, he will be the slot receiver for this team. Then you have TJ Jones, and then you have Moritz Boringer, who the Lions did get off the Vikings practice squad, but Boringer did not see any game action last season. So it'll be interesting to see if he does get some playing time this season. I think he will, because of just how bad this receiving core really is. Lions definitely need to find that big body number 1 receiver that Bob Quinn has said he is looking for. They did not get him in this draft. They had a chance at Juju Smith-Schuster and Mike Williams, but they passed on both. So we'll see how that turns out. The offensive line is bad. as you can see in these training camp videos, which thank the Detroit Lions that we were allowed to get all this training camp footage. As you could see, just horrible offensive line play, no blocking whatsoever from the offensive line. They consistently allowed the D line to get pressure, and it was horrible. Saw right there, free rusher, no one blocked him. Just horrible offensive line play from this team. And then once again, another free rusher. Stafford just had to get rid of it, and he threw an interception. So the offensive line is definitely a weakness. They need to get better. Taylor Decker is not looking too good at all. Menelik Watson, the free signing, he's struggling. Graham Glasgow, he's struggling. Lakin Tomlinson has not been good. It's just been bad for this team, this offensive line. Now to the defensive line, Ezekiel Ansah is still Ezekiel Ansah. He's very, very good. They have a couple of rotational pass rushers now. They have Devin Taylor. They have him. They have Dwight Freeney. They signed the 37-year-old in free agency. Then they drafted DeMarcus Walker and Taco Charlton in the mid rounds. So it'll be interesting to see what the Lions end up doing with those guys. They are some good rotational pass rushers. And on the interior, they have Haloti Nada and now Ashad Robinson in his second season. He's going to get the opportunity to start for the team. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Right there, as Darius Slay made a great interception right there. Looking at the linebacking core, linebacking core is also very, very stout, I guess you could say. DeAndre Levy, Tahir Whitehead, they're very, very good. 1 second, gotta look back at the roster right here. And Jonathan Bostic, I forgot he's still on the team. The Lions did re-sign him. He played really well to start the season, but then he kind of disappeared. He still did get a new contract, and the Lions are gonna hope that he can be a good middle linebacker. Now in the secondary, obviously Darius Slay is one of the best young cornerbacks in the game. He locks down one side of the field, but the problem is that the other side of the field was not locked down whatsoever last year, and teams would just straight up target Quandre Diggs all day long and have success. So with the 5th overall pick, the Lions drafted Jalen Tees Tabor, the cornerback out of Florida, and it's going to be interesting to see how Tees Tabor plays. Was he worth the 5th overall pick? No. I like Desmond King. I like Marlon Humphrey better. And Tees Tabor could be a bit of a clown at times. He got suspended for the season opener against Massachusetts for Florida, so he can be a bit of a clown. Hopefully he isn't a clown while he's in Detroit. But right there, he had a great interception on Golden Tate. But he has looked pretty darn good in training camp, and I have high hopes for the guy. I hope he can lock down receivers on his side of the field and really help out this team. Because if this team had a number 2 corner last year, they would have had a lot more success than they did. Then looking at the safeties, Glover Quinn, he returned as one of the best safeties in the game, as well as Tavon Wilson on the other side. However, Miles Killebrew is fighting Wilson to get that safety job for himself. So kicker and punter, Matt Prater, Sam Martin, that remains the same. Oh, I forgot to talk about the tight end. There's Eric Ebron scoring a touchdown right there. But Eric Ebron, he returns at tight end. He's pretty darn good. I'm kidding, he's not that good. He's a bit of a clown. He was in Jim Caldwell's doghouse, but Daryl Bell's going to give him another shot. So we'll see how Ebron performs. He was inconsistent, we'll put it that way. He made some great catches, but any catch that came in traffic, he dropped. So we'll see how Ebron plays this season. So that's about it right now for going over the team. Then you gotta look at the schedule and who they play. And went over it earlier, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna pull out the schedule real quick. So let's look at versus Redskins. who, by the way, are starting Nate Sudfeld. They have benched Kirk Cousins. Jay Gruden is done with Kirk Cousins. He benched him for Nate Sudfeld. He played really well at the end of last season. I'm going to say that's a W because this is Nate Sudfeld coming into a new season now, the starting quarterback. I just don't think he's going to do that well. I'm going to give the Lions a W there. Actually, who cares about the season prediction? It's probably going to be wrong anyways. But I do think they're going to beat the Redskins. We'll just put it that way. I can see 7 and 9, 8 and 8 with this team. There's upside for better, but it kind of depends on how Matthew Stafford plays. Stafford has to play well for this team to go anywhere. That's how I feel about it. So that is that, and I'm going to break the fourth wall here for a second. Here's a quick series update. Thank you for tuning in to the Lions season preview, but here's a quick series update. Here on 87.9 Sports Talk, we are going to bring you a special game of the week. This game is going to be the one that has a special storyline during it at any point. I don't know how to explain it, but the game that's going to have a special storyline or some players that you would like to see. For example, week 1, 87.9 Sports Talk is going to cover Browns Ravens because that features Deshaun Watson, who is starting for the Browns, versus Leonard Fournette, who is starting for the Raiders, the number 1 and number 4 overall picks in the draft. Who wouldn't want to see that? Then week 2, we're going to cover Sunday Night Football between the Seahawks and the Rams. A rematch on the NFC Championship game. It's going to be interesting to see how well Jared Goff does now in his second season. And we're just going to keep giving you guys a game of the week. So I'm going to give you Lions content as well as a game of the week every week. So 32 games this season that we will be covering. And I hope you all are ready for it. So it is going to be good. I hope you guys enjoyed this Lions season preview. I'm surprised if you're still watching. I don't know why you're still watching. I just okay. It's time to sign out here on 87.9 Sports Talk for your Detroit Lions season preview. Let's hope the Lions do well this season. 1,